I'm back. How everybody doing? Hope you guys doing alright. Right now I'm here in my little sanctuary, which I added a little new addition. Watch it, watch it. Yes. And I'm building my sacred place within and without. Anyway, man, I have so many things that I want to say because so much has happened. I have to say that it really, really took a lot for me to just really say, all right, time for the next video. Because the truth is, I'm only going to make a video if I'm in that mood and in that vibe. I don't want to force anything, you know. But at the same time, I know that this is also healing for me as well. You know, this is also very helpful for me. So here we go. Now, a couple of things that what I've been up to. First of all, what I've been up to is self-care. One word. I'm doing my little facials and taking my baths and lighting my candles and my incense, and just a lot of quality time with self. And a lot of times, sometimes when I get into my quality time, occasionally I'll go on the network, you know, just to kind of keep things up and running, because we're running a business here. And I noticed how I felt, you know, the different changes that I was feeling and going through, even, you know, going through that process. And that's what I want to share today. You know, I think my topic today is know your power, know your worth, okay? And a lot of people are going to say this because it just really is a universal and a message that never expires. But what do they really, really mean, you know? For so long, I've had different ones tell me like, oh, you don't know your power, yo, you don't know your power, you know? And I didn't even quite understand. Fast forward to today, I get it. And even still, each time I'm growing more and more in this. So in my perspective, I believe, I think, and so basically your power is what makes you special. You know what I'm saying? It's what makes you, you know? It is common, and I'm going to say it's common because myself and a couple others that I know and experience in my lifetime, you know, if you grew up in a religious background like I grew up in, you know, you had all of these kind of rules, like everything you did was wrong. Everything was a sin. Everything was wrong. You can't wear this color. You can't wear short sleeves. You can't show your legs. You can't do this. You can't do that. There was just a whole bunch of living my life in fear, you know. So sometimes as a child, when we can't, let me slow down. When we can't do what we want to do, we get traumatized, you know. And I think me personally, somewhere along the way, I learned this message that being confident and is bad, you know. It's bossy, it's cold, you know. It's being, you know, non-caring about other people's feelings, you know. But I picked up that message. I feel like I pick up that message, and that's why growing up in that environment, I learned very quick to really just be cool. And when I say be cool, I mean straight up bland, straight up just safe, straight up just doing what I want, but not really doing what I want. You know what I'm saying? And yourself could only take so much. You know what I'm saying? You can't lie to yourself, yo. And no matter what you try to hide or try to avoid, it's not going anywhere. So don't tuck it deeper, because then it start working on your unconscious. But anyway, so basically, growing up in that environment, I kind of learned unconsciously, I would say, because I wasn't really aware of what I was doing. I thought that I was just being good, you know. But what I did was I was just being too cool, meaning that I kind of tucked away that fire. I tucked away my voice, you know. And yes, I speak out. I'm not saying that I wasn't opinionated and I didn't speak what I felt, you know. But when everything's said and done, I learned that it's like I felt like what I had to say didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't speak out as much as I probably would have. Who knows? You know. But growing up in this environment, I learned this message that I didn't matter. You know. And this is not here to do like a blame game and stuff, because all of those things kind of shaped me and molded me. You know, I thought allowing people, just kind of being loyal to people who didn't really respect me, you know, or let me give you some examples. You know, putting yourself in situations where you don't feel comfortable, you know, because you're trying to please someone else. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't say no when it's not something that you truly want, because you're afraid of what someone else is going to feel or think, or, you know, basically I didn't put myself first, you know. In my view, putting myself first was selfish. Growing up in that environment where everything's a sin, save my soul, sin, I'm so sinful, but it was depressing vibes, which made me who I am today. Like, I take my spirituality, I take that serious. You understand? You can't just tell me something and I just take it. You know, I got to experience it, I got to feel it, I got to relate, you know, I got to see it working in my life, you know. So back to the topic for today, which is knowing your power, knowing your worth, knowing that there's only one you, and there's never going to be a you, and you taking that and expressing that, and when I say expressive that, don't be afraid of, if you don't like something, respect that, honor that. If this person make you feel uncomfortable, respect that, honor that, do something about it. Don't stay there and knowing that you're feeling ill, you know. So with that being said, really knowing your worth, you know, staying focused on what makes you happy, you know what I'm saying, staying focused on your plans and your goals, you know, putting people in your life and allowing people in your life who is going in the same direction, is like-minded, you know what I'm saying, and identifying when maybe you may have outgrown someone, or maybe a relationship needs time, and you give it that time and give it that space, even if it was the same relationship that helped you get through a very difficult time. You just got to really learn how to detach yourself so that you may focus. Alright? And let's go more into detaching yourself, because I'm telling you, when I go on social media as an empath, because I'm gonna just say it, you know, an empath, you know who we are, you know. We feel ourselves, but we ultimately feel everything, that's going on. And sometimes it's hard to even distinguish, you know. But that's why it's important to really know yourself, know how you feel, know how you want to feel, so that you're not going to get caught up in a situation where you're doing something that you don't want to do because you weren't prepared, or because you weren't focused, or because you weren't aware, you know. So about detachment, a lot of times you go on these social media networks and, you know, you ever have someone, this person or this time, where it may set off a trigger or set off a reaction within you. Give thanks for that. Give thanks for that. Why? Because if something somebody else does or says, if you have a problem with something that someone else does or says, that says a lot more about you than that person. You know what I'm saying? That is the message. That is the message. Alright? Because whatever you see, and whatever you got to learn to detach that messenger from the message. Okay? Give you an example. When I go on Instagram or Facebook, I don't have time, although sometimes it's very tempting to take things personal, especially if you're in your feelings. But really and truly, you don't have time to trying to dissect whether something is about you or if it's personal or blah, blah, blah. If you are affected by it and if it triggered you, that's something to look into. That's something to say, why am I so affected by this? Why do I react this way? Why does this person affect you? Because it might just be the same message and the same energy that you may need, or energy that you see within yourself, but you see it as a reflection. You just got to not take it personal. You know what I'm saying? You got to really learn how to detach. And this is actually something that I'm trying to be more strong in, you know, not putting your energy into things that have nothing to do with you. Like, oh my goodness, the amount of unnecessary suffer and pain that we put ourselves into just by not minding our business. Okay? You have two things you gotta do, man. You gotta do your business and you gotta mind your business. Okay? Because all of that extra energy that you put into thinking if this or if that, or if they talking about me or talking about that, all of that is taken away from yourself, your future. You know, all of that is taken away from you. Because let me tell you, and this is going to be like a 2-part, 3-part, 4-part message. Any place that you want to go, anything you want to be, it's all hidden in your daily routine. Okay? When I said I've been working, let me tell you what I've been working on. Alright? Whenever I feel like disconnected, right now I've been on my little water fast. And although it started off as, hey, I'm just on that water fast all day, you know, and what it ended up being was me learning how to slow down and kind of have some space in between my thoughts, you know, and even be more proportional when it comes down to my intake and food, you know. But what I did is I needed that for myself. What else I've been doing? I've been writing a log, because sometimes we don't like to be real with ourselves, okay? We think we're real with ourselves, but the self sure do love to trick you as well, all right? So what I did was I actually wrote a log. And I wrote down everything I did that day. I made a note of it. Oh, been schooling with my son. Spent 30 minutes doing this. Time for meditation time. This. Because I want to know, where am I putting my energy? What am I thinking about all day? Because this 24 hours is a lot. Okay? 24 hours is a lot of time. And the amount of thoughts and different emotions and sensations and feelings we go through from a day-to-day basis. You got to tap into that. You know? It's one thing to have an idea. but it's another thing to know what you're doing so that you can freeze it and then you can put your focus to it. You know, so I've been writing down a log of what I'm doing. So I want to see where I can take away, what I can add more of, what I can strengthen, you know, what I can prioritize. And it's been a real humbling experience. Sometimes we can waste a lot of time. But ultimately what I learned was there's a lot of time to do nothing. So when it's time to do something, give it your all. Give it your all. You know what I'm saying? Give it your 100% full attention, like you love it, like you need it, like it's a part of your growth, like it's a part of your investment, it's a part of your finance. Just put it your all into it, you know, because there's always time to do nothing. Believe me, there's always time to do nothing. We do a lot of nothing. And I'm saying we, as people, humans, we do. Because sometimes I'll be on my phone, and the next minute, it's been like an hour and a half, and I'll be like, what? Whew. I didn't feel like an hour and a half. And sometimes I feel like that time got stolen away from me. So anyway, know your worth. Know your power. And if you don't feel like you don't understand and you don't know, that's okay. I'll tell you just how to begin. Just, if you don't remember nothing and you just want one thing to hold on to each day, I'll tell you what it is. It's stay connected, all right? Because once you stay connected to your body, you can't miss nothing. You're not going to miss anything. If you stay connected to your body, when you feel this, you put your attention there and you take care of that. And you get that sensation in, you let that energy flow out, you release, all right? Because if you are going through feeling something, but you're not one with your body, you can run off with your mind. You can try overeat because you don't want this feeling. You can try to distract yourself because you don't want to feel this feeling. You do all of these. You can exercise even to try to avoid this feeling. When sometimes all you really need is to connect with that feeling. It's a message. See what's going on. See what's going on. It's your baby. Your baby's angry. Attend to your baby. Even if you soothe that baby for a little bit, it may not get 100% better, but it's going to feel better. So I want you to think of that and think of yourself and all of your emotions that you feel. Take them personal. You know how you want to feel and get there. You know what I'm saying? And even if things don't go your way, have that gratitude. All right? Because it could have been a lot worse. Believe me. So, with that being said, we talked kind of long today, but we ain't watching no time. We just here, taking our time, reflecting, we staying connected. When you feel like you just drained, and if you feel like you just don't want to be bothered, respect that. Respect that. And go sit down somewhere, man. Go get some extra naps, yo. I just been getting my naps left and right, man. I'm feeling like a cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just been getting my naps. I feel different. I feel great. I feel like I look great. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I'm just at home and I feel comfortable and I feel safe and I feel protected in myself. You know? And once you do that and once you have that, you look and you observe and see where that's coming from, and you stay in your bliss. You stay in your, you build that sacred place within. All right? Now, listen, I ain't gonna not talk about all this crazy stuff that's going on, because of course I know that affects everyone, but one thing you have to just remember, you got to remember this, that it's going to be what it's going to be. And don't fret about things that you don't have control over, but you do still have power. You're never powerless. You're never powerless. All right? So know your power. Know what you like. Know what you love. Know who you are. So you know when it's time to say no, you say, no, okay? And when it's time and you don't want to give an answer, you say maybe, okay? So you can know who's real and who's not real in your life, you know, because you being real with yourself and you being real with your answers and you being 100% what you know? That's how you're going to know what's real from what's not real. And then you can just build on that strength, all right? So I love you. I love you. Again, thanks for watching. We're still here. We started off slow, but we're picking up a momentum because it's just life, you know. And our life is a message. Even if I don't say nothing, I just talk about my life. We all going through this. We are one. We different. You special. I'm special. At the end of the day, we are one. Feel that. Know that. Stay connected. Roots connection.